Ah, you've returned. It is time for chapter 21. You remember the hallway. Of course you do. It is always the hallway. After the night it walked, no one spoke about it. But silence does not erase curiosity. It feeds it. I began asking questions quietly, not to my mother, not to my uncle, but to someone who had lived there longer than any of us, Mrs. Hayakawa. She was already old when we moved in, older than the house it seemed. Her garden faced our side wall. She had watched 3 families come and go before us. One afternoon, when the air felt thin and unsettled, I asked her, "Was anything ever different about our house?" She did not answer immediately. She continued trimming a dying branch. Then she said, "The house is not old, but what is under it is." That was the first time I understood that land remembers differently than wood. She told me that before our home stood there had been another structure, smaller, traditional, built before the war. It had been removed quickly, not demolished slowly, removed. The hallway of that older home aligned almost perfectly with ours. The same direction, the same length, the same narrow proportion. I asked her why it had been taken down. She said she did not know. But she remembered something else. During its final months, people complained of footsteps at night, visitors who felt watched, lights that would not remain off. She said the family who lived there moved out suddenly. No farewell, no ceremony, just absence. When construction began on our house, workers refused to stay after sunset. One quit midweek. Another claimed tools had been moved. No one could explain why, but the foundation was poured anyway. Concrete over memory, structure over absence, and the hallway remained, exact in its direction, exact in its placement, as if something insisted. Some paths do not disappear, they are simply covered. When I stand there now, I do not feel the cold the way I once did, but I remember that I should. After speaking with her, I began standing in the hallway at night, alone, not waiting for it to walk, but wondering if it already knew the way. Because if the house inherited the path, then perhaps the footsteps were not exploring. Perhaps they were returning. You make it easier for me to remain there. The light in the hallway is still left on, not because we are afraid, but because we respect direction. Another whispered story from Japan. The land remembers the lines drawn across it. Foundations are not erasures, and some corridors are older than the walls that contain them.